Fox News. Joe Biden. It was only a matter of time, and I figure he's only going to be in the race so much longer, I may as well do it sooner than later. I may as well talk about Biden while he's still relevant, while he's being featured on Foursquare images with such likable characters as Pete Buttigieg, Beto O'Rourke, and of course, our dad, Bernie Sanders. Only one of those, truly, deserves to be on this feature. But anyway, Fox News reports Biden echoes maligned Obama quote, "If you like your healthcare plan, you can keep it." This sounds oddly like something we just talked about, talking points on the right. People say that Biden is a progressive. I would like to say that Biden is a Republican, and a lot of my fellow progressives would agree with me, and some of them may even say he's a fascist. Now, I wouldn't say such a thing, but some of them may, given certain policies that his president supported and that he supported. But anyway, Biden echoes maligned Obama quote. If you like your healthcare plan, you can keep it. What does this mean? It means Biden is for a public option, and a public option is the doom of Medicare for all. If you go with a public option, you get Obamacare. And what was Obamacare? Obamacare was a Republican plan that basically funneled public funds into private health care. Right? It was marketed as something that would lower premiums. And how many of you, my listeners, how many of you wagies out there have ever had your premiums for health insurance lowered? Right? No, it only goes up. About every 2 years it goes up. Mine just went up 5%. It's ridiculous, right? Healthcare costs are astronomical. But if you allow a public option, that is we're going to get propped up as this kind of weak alternative. It wouldn't have negotiating powers. And even if it didn't, it wouldn't for long because it would just be gobbled up by, the blue dogs who are just running rampant in Biden's Congress, right? If Biden is president, what is his Congress going to be doing? Right? He's basically going to have to build a coalition with the Republicans at that point. If Nancy Pelosi is, unable to get elected again, praise be, or if, she's still in power. But this marks a larger trend in the Democratic Party of established candidates advocating for a public option as an easier path. Why are they doing this? Well, it's obvious that they may believe that, they don't want to shake up the system too much. But I believe it's more likely that they're being paid by the pharmaceutical industry, right? You see people like John Delaney, who stands at the fringe of the debate stage, basically there just to scream no to Bernie Sanders, right? Like, I'm not Bernie Sanders. I don't agree with Bernie Sanders, basically, right? There's a whole slew of those, what Bernie Sanders says is socialism candidates. There's about 4 or 5 of them. You know who I'm talking about, and if you don't, you should definitely go find him out. It's pretty funny. So, what does this mean for Joe Biden? Well, Joe Biden's campaign has been in decline since before he was slaughtered on stage by Kamala Harris. Since before, the whole race thing, that beautiful just pummeling of Biden. And of course, Bernie's going to have to look out for that in the next debate, right? Because everyone knows Biden's done. He's a bumbling old man who should just retire, right, and grieve his family and just live the rest of his life in peace and quiet. Kamala Harris, though, she knows that Bernie Sanders has a very stable base, and she is going to murder him. She is going to find some way to destroy him, right? That's their only hope, is that somehow someone can destroy Bernie Sanders on the debate stage. Because there's no dirt on him. His policies are widely popular, and the progressives are gaining a lot of ground, especially with people like AOC. YouTube left-wing movements are growing. There's a lot of new movements popping up. 1 million volunteers for Bernie Sanders campaigns. That's huge, by the way. Because Warren, she doesn't seem to be really that scary to the establishment. So she may get ignored and be allowed to go over her time again. But anyway, let me get to my next point about Joe Biden and what his rather nonsensical comments mean for his campaign. The Hill. Biden's support slips below 30% in new poll. Below 30%. That is not good. Former Vice President Joe Biden's support in the latest Hill-Harris X poll of Democratic voters has fallen below 30%, his lowest mark in the survey so far. All right. So what this means is that he has only one of two options. One is he continues to decline, right, and we see a new person surpass Sanders as the likely Democratic or establishment candidate. I think it'll probably be Harris. I don't know if Warren has the steam, right? She seems to have more of a zealous, smaller, very particular set of left-wing voters that support her. And because more progressive individuals get, right, if you're really plugged in, you know that the only way forward is simply to rally behind Bernie Sanders. Right, that's the general consensus on the left for progressives from the majority of commentators. Right, there are a few okay alternatives, but none of them are really as good as Bernie Sanders. And as I said in my previous video, or maybe it'll upload after this one, I will fawn over Sanders a lot. It's a joke, okay? Don't take it too seriously. But do, because he's the best candidate. He's the best candidate there is, so we got to vote for him. So 29%, right? That's still close to 30, but the same poll has Sanders at 16%, Harris at 11%, Warren at 9%, O'Rourke at 3%. I believe Andrew Yang was maybe at 2% on this one, or maybe that was a different poll I saw. And then Buttigieg at 1%. 1% for Buttigieg. What did I say? I said he was done, right? O'Rourke, he's been done since he stood on those tables, and I think Warren is pretty done too. She has some sketchy past actions. She's too shaky, right? It would be great. I would love to see her, be a bit of a stronger candidate, but she's not. Harris, though, she's the corporate viper, the last remaining obstacle, I think, for Sanders is Harris, because she's really yet to reach her final form, right? She's going to go Super Saiyan 2, right? We saw her go Super Saiyan 1 on Biden, but come the next debate, or maybe the third one, she's going to go even further beyond, all right? Right, for my 90s kids, you get what's going on. Maybe you Zoomers are aware of the old memes. I don't know. I don't know if Zoomers even listen to me. I'm like an old man to them, even though I was born, a year before they started to become. But, they're a bunch of crazy kids, a silenced generation. Anyway, I'm rambling. Just bear in mind that Biden's going to continue to drop. We're down in the end game. I can see. I'm going to call it. I could be wrong, but I think I could call it. Sanders, Harris is where it's going to be. I think, and then we may have some movement down towards the bottom. Maybe Warren can surprise us. But if Biden continues along his current trend, he's done for. Anyway, I'm your ombudsman. Stay honest.